Jasmine Moo was born in a refugee camp in Thailand. Her family spent years fleeing from camp to escape the violence between rebel groups and the government forces in eastern Myanmar. Like many Karen young people, Jasmine's childhood was scarred by war.
One day when I was about 4, rebel soldiers bombed our camp. Everyone was terrified. It seems like the whole camp on fire. My family found a hiding place. We thought the place would be safe for us. But the fire got so hot, so we had to run to save for life. One of my mom's cousins was left behind. People heard her cry, but they could not reach out to her in time.
After this tragedy, Jasmine's family moved to the Mela camp, home to more than 40,000 Karen refugees. But life was hard there. Her parents struggled to find work, and as the oldest of 6 children, Jasmine spent long hours in the summer hauling rocks and bamboo from the forest to earn enough money for her school tuition.
Many times I missed school and couldn't study because we have to work so hard. I remember cry every day and pray that God will help us. But there seemed to be no future for us.
Finally, when Jasmine was 16, her family received approval to move to the United States. It was a difficult transition. The family didn't know English, they had no transportation, and Jasmine and her siblings were behind in school.
I should have been a sophomore in high school, but they put me in 7th grade. I was so shy for the first 3 years, I couldn't speak English. But in 11th grade, I was enrolled in Atlanta Adventist Academy and worked in the summer for canvassing. And by the grace of God, I learned how to speak English through canvassing. And up to 2 years later, I graduated from that school.
Jasmine enrolled at Heartland College, studying health ministry. But during this time, she had a series of dreams about being back in the refugee camps. And 2 years later, when she returned to Thailand on a mission trip, God's plan for her life began to come into focus.
I was translating for a week of prayer at Willamu Korean School, and they asked me to teach for that week. I had never considered teaching as a career. But through my experience, God showed me that was His will for me. Ever since that trip, I had peace about my calling.
More than 100 years have passed since Adventist missionary Eric B. Hare and his family first shared the 3 angels' messages with the Karen people. They led Jasmine's great-grandfather to Christ, and now she wants to help finish what they started.
When I was growing up in refugee camps, I dreamed of moving to the US. And I believe that God brought me here for a reason, not just to save my life, but to prepare me as a missionary to my people. And now it's my dream to go back. I know it's a great need there, and I understand what they're going through.
At ASAP Ministries, we believe God is raising up young refugee men and women here in America to return and share the 3 angels' messages in their homeland. In 1914, Ellen White wrote, "We should be able to see in the multiplying opportunities to reach many foreigners in America a divinely appointed means of rapidly extending the 3rd angel's message into all the nations of the earth. God in His providence has brought men to our very doors and thrust them, as it were, into our arms, that they might learn the truth and be qualified to do a work we could not do in getting the light before men of other tongues. Jasmine is now preparing to launch as ASAP's first refugee student missionary to teach the Bible at the Korean Adventist Academy in the Meramu refugee camp in Thailand. Will you support her as she shares the good news of Christ's soon return with her people? Because Jesus is coming soon. Now more than ever, mission matters.